Hello and welcome back to my live stream. Today in this stream we are reading the Bible, and I already read it a little bit last year, about 1/4 of it, or about this way through, and we're continuing on in Chronicles starting January 1st. I have a little cute house in the background. Show you, it lights up with this cute got it at Walmart. It's just like a little decoration, like a Valentine's decoration. Okay, let's begin. First Chronicles 12 through 14. The growth of David's army. Now these were the men who came to David at Ziklag while he was still a fugitive from Saul, the son of Kish, and they were among the mighty men, helpers in the war, armed with bows, using both the right hand and the left in hurling stones and shooting arrows. With the bow they were of Benjamin, Saul's brethren. The chief was Ahiezer, then Joash, the sons of Shema, the Gibeathite, Jezreel, and Pelet, the sons of Esmeveth, Berekah, and Jehu, the Anathothite, Ishmaiah, the Gibeonite, a mighty man among the 30, and over the 30, Jeremiah, Jehaziel, Johanan, and Josabad, the Gederathite, Eluzi, Jeremoth, Beliah, Shemariah, and Shephathiah, the Heraphite, Elkanah, Jeshia, Azarel, Joezer, and Jashobim, the Korahites, and Joelah, and Zebediah, the sons of Jeroham of Geder. Some Gadites joined David at the stronghold in the wilderness, mighty men of valor, men trained for battle who could handle shield and spear, whose faces were like the faces of lions and were as swift as gazelles on the mountains. Azer the first, Obadiah the second, Eliab the third, Mishmannah the fourth, Jeremiah the fifth, Attai the sixth, Eliel the seventh, Johanan the eighth, Elzadab the ninth, Jeremiah the 10th, and Mechbannai the 11th. These were from the sons of Gad, captains of the army. The least was over 100, and the greatest was over 1,000. These are the ones who crossed the Jordan in the first month, when it had overflowed all its banks, and they put to fight all these in the valleys to the east and to the west. Then some of the sons of Benjamin and Judah came to David at the stronghold, and David went out to meet them and answered and said to them, "If you have come peaceably to me to help me, my heart will be united with you. But if to betray me to my enemies, since there is no wrong in my hands, may the God of our fathers look and bring judgment." Then the Spirit came upon Amasai, chief of the captain, and he said, "We are yours, O David. We are on your side, O son of Jesse. Peace, peace to you, and peace to your helpers, for your God helps you." So David received them and made them captains of the troop. And some from Manasseh defeated to David when he was going with the Philistines to battle against Saul, but they did not help them, for the lords of the Philistines sent him away by agreement, saying he may defect to his master Saul, and endanger our heads. When he went to Ziklag, those of Manasseh who defeated to him were Adnah, Jozabed, Jadiel, Michael, Jozabad, Elihu, and Zelethi, captains of the thousands who were from Manasseh, and they helped David against the bands of raiders, for they were all mighty men of valor, and they were captains in the army. For at that time they came to David day by day to help him until he was a great army, like the army of God. Yes, reading the word. Hello, everyone. This is simply wonderful. Thank you. Sweet. For all have sinned. Yes, when God has set forth. Okay, continue. David's army at Hebron. Now these were the numbers of the divisions that were equipped for war, and came to David at Hebron to turn over the kingdom of Saul to him, according to the word of the Lord. Of the sons of Judah, bearing shield and spear, 6,800 armed for war. Of the sons of Simeon, mighty men of valor, fit for war, even 7,100. Of the sons of Levi, 4,600. Jehoiada, the leader of the Aaronites, and with him 3,700. Zadok, a young man, a valiant warrior, and from his father's house 22 captains of the sons of Benjamin, relatives of Saul, 3,000. Until then the greatest part of them had remained loyal to the house of Saul. Of the sons of Ephraim, 20,800 mighty men of valor, famous men throughout their father's house. Of the half tribe of Manasseh, 18,000 who were designated by name to come and make David king of the sons of Issachar, who had understanding of the times to know what Israel ought to do. Their chiefs were 200, and all their brethren were at their command. Of Zebulun there were 50,000 who went out to battle, expert in war with all weapons of war, stout-hearted men who could keep ranks. Of Naphtali 1,000 captains, and with them 37,000 with shield and spear. Of the Danites who could keep battle formation 28,600. Of Asher, those who could go out to war about to keep battle formation 40,000. Of the Reubenites and the Gadites and the half-tribe of Manasseh from the other side of the Jordan 120,000, armed for battle with every kind of weapon of war. All these men of war who could keep ranks came to Hebron with a loyal heart to make David king over all Israel, and all the rest of Israel were of one mind to make David king, and they were there with David 3 days, eating and drinking, for their brethren had prepared for them. Whoever those who were near to them, from as far away as Issachar and Zebulun and Naphtali, were bringing food on donkeys and camels, on mules and oxen, provisions of flour and cakes of figs and cakes of raisins, wine and oil and oxen and sheep, abundantly, for there was joy in Israel. Chapter 13. The ark brought from Kirjath-jearim. Then David consulted with the captains of thousands and hundreds, and with every leader. And David said to all the assembly of Israel, if it seems good to you, and if it is of the Lord our God, let us send out to our brethren everywhere who are left in all the land of Israel, and with them to the priests and Levites who are in their cities and their common lands, that they may gather together to us, and let us bring the ark of our God back to us, for we have not inquired at it since the days of Saul. Then all the assembly said that they would do so, for the thing was right in the eyes of all the people. So David gathered all Israel together from Shihor in Egypt to as far as the entrance of Hamath, to bring the ark of God from Kiriath-jearim. And David and all Israel went up to Bela, to Kirjath-jearim, which belonged to Judah, to bring up from there the ark of God, the Lord, who dwells between the cherubim, where his name is proclaimed. So they carried the ark of God on a new cart from the house of Abinadab and Uzzah and Ahio drove the cart. Then David and all Israel played music before God with all their might, with singing on harps, on stringed instruments, on tambourines, on cymbals, and with trumpets. And when they came to Chidon's threshing floor, Uzzah put out his hand to hold the ark, for the oxen stumbled. Then the anger of the Lord was aroused against Uzzah, and he struck him because he put his hand to the ark, and he died there before God. And David became angry because of the Lord's outbreak against Uzzah. Therefore that place is called Perez Uzzah to this day. David was afraid to God that day, saying, "How can I bring the ark of God to me?" So David would not move the ark with him into the city of David, but took it aside into the house of Obed Edom the Gittite. The ark of God remained with the family of Obed Edom in his house 3 months, and the Lord blessed the house of Obed Edom and all that he had. David established at Jerusalem. Now Hiram, king of Tyre, sent messengers to David and cedar trees with masons and carpenters to build him a house. So David knew that the Lord had established him as king over Israel, for his kingdom was highly exalted for the sake of his people Israel. We're on chapter 14. Verse 3. Then David took more wives in Jerusalem, and David begot more sons and daughters, and these are the names of his children whom he had in Jerusalem: Shammua, Shobab, Nathan, Solomon, Ibhar, Elishua, Elphalet, Noga, Napheg, Japhia, Elishama, Beliada, and Eliphalet. The Philistines defeated. Now when the Philistines heard that David had been anointed king over all Israel, all the Philistines went up to search for David, and David heard of it and went out against them. Then the Philistines went and made a raid on the valley of Rephaim, and David inquired of God, saying, "Shall I go up against the Philistines? Will you deliver them into my hand?" The Lord said to him, "Go up, for I will deliver them into your hand." So they went up to Baal Perazim, and David defeated them there. Then David said, "God has broken through my enemies by my hand like a breakthrough of water." Therefore they called the name of that place Baal Perazim. And when they left their gods there, David gave a commandment, and they were burned with fire. Then the Philistines once again made a raid on the valley. Therefore David inquired again of God, and God said to him, "You shall not go up after them. Circle around them and come upon them in front of the mulberry trees. And it shall be, when you hear a sound of marching in the tops of the mulberry trees, then you shall go out to battle, for God has gone out before you to strike the camp of the Philistines." So David did as God commanded him, and they drove back the army of the Philistines from Gideon as far as Gezer. Then the fame of David went out into all lands, and the Lord brought the fear of him upon all nations. That is all for today. Tomorrow is going to be 1 Chronicles 15 through 17. Thank you for doing the Lord's work. You're welcome. Peace, love, and strength. Thank you. All right, that's the reading for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next live stream, video, short, podcast, or vlog. Bye.